G'day and welcome to episode 44. In the last episode we entered Nepal from the beautiful northeast India, picked up a visitor, then headed into the mountains. In this episode we changed modes of transport for a month while we complete the 3 passes trek.
So we ended up driving to Saleri. We arrived in the night, so we just found somewhere to have dinner, and the lady from the restaurant was like, it's fine, just park outside and just stay there. So it was just the main street of town, and yeah, it was actually not too bad. So yesterday we ended up driving a little bit further up. We didn't actually know that we could keep driving a bit further. That was supposed to be our first day of hiking, so we ended up driving to this tea house down here. So they're letting us leave the car here. Mark's just taking the solar panel off now because apparently it does hail here, so we're just going to leave that in the car, and they're giving us a tarp to put over the car, which is awesome. And the views here, look at that. I'm not sure if you can see it through the trees, but snow-capped mountains. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to get into the trek. So we're doing a 3 passes trek, and from here to Lukla, we've probably got about 3 days of hiking to get to Lukla, and then it's a 21-day round trip back to Lukla and then back here to the car. Yeah, so we're pretty excited to get into it. We will be filming on the DSLR though, because the Osmo, which is the stabilized camera which I normally use, we don't have any room for it in the pack, so yeah, the footage might be a little bit shakier than normal, but we just didn't have any room for it. Yeah, so we're just going to get into it.
The 3 passes trek is a loop trek starting and finishing in Namche Bazaar. As its name suggests, it crosses 3 passes: Kongmala, Chola and Renjola. We spent 27 days completing the trek, which included optional day trips to Amida Blam Base Camp, Shukungri, Everest Base Camp, Gokyo Lakes and any other acclimatization and sick days needed. Getting to Namche depends on your budget, though most people fly into Lukla and take the day-long walk. We decided, seeing we had our car and zero physical preparation, to start from further down, just to give ourselves a bit of a physical head start on acclimatization and to wake the body up before the hard stuff begun. Leaving the Troopy in Taksindu, we took it slow, covering the 48 kilometres to Namche over 4 days. Although Taksindu sits at just over 3,000 metres and Namche 3,400 metres, the 4-day trek has a vertical elevation gain of around 4 kilometres due to some big downhill uphill sections. Over these 4 days we experienced beautiful waterfalls, wildlife, temples, plenty of suspension bridges, lush forests, lots and lots of mules, very friendly welcoming locals and just generally amazing scenery. How you feeling, Taylor? You're a horrible liar. How can you feel bad when this is your view?
today's our acclimatisation day in Namche Bazaar. So we'll be having a couple of acclimatisation days throughout the trek just to allow our bodies to get used to the altitude. And so today we're coming for a little bit of a lap around town just to check out the sights. So we're currently at the National Park Museum, and there's also the Sir Edmund Hillary Memorial over here. And then behind that you can actually see a good view of Mount Everest. Yeah, so actually it's the peak on the left where the clouds sort of just going over the top of it now. So after here, the boys want to go and check out the helipad because there's a fair bit of air traffic around here. And then we've got to restock up on the essentials like the Snickers bars, and then we're going to get going again tomorrow. Yeah.
The next stage of the trek is from Namche to Chukung, a total of 24 kilometres and an elevation gain of around 1,300 metres. From Pangbache we also took the 8 kilometre day trip to Amadablam base camp.
Yeah, it was good. It didn't stay flat too long. We just spent the last couple of kilometres coming uphill to Pangbache. It was pretty tough. I think my pace was like 0.5 kilometres an hour or something, but the views are just amazing, so it just makes it all worth it. And then as soon as you take the pack off, you just feel like you're walking on air. But yeah, so we'll just stop for lunch now, and then we'll keep walking to Pangbache.
What do you have for lunch?
I got a veggie burger.
What's that in front of you then, Jolie?
Mitch just shouted at his cake. It's gonna be amazing. Actually, there's a bakery just here, and inside it just smells so good. Like, my mouth just was watering. It's time to eat it. Oh yeah. What are we doing today?
Today we are walking to the base camp of that beautiful big mountain out there. Amadablam. So it's, how high is it? The base camp's about 4,500 metres.
Yeah. Nice day for it. We've used Jolie's bag as a day pack because it's so small.
So all my stuff has just been emptied onto the bed.
It should take about 3 hours I think to get up, and an hour and a half to come down.
And so this is an acclimatisation day, is that right?
So it's our day off.
What better way to spend a day off from walking than walking?
Exactly. Alright.
Let's go.
Cool.
Where the road ends and the walking trail begins, yaks, along with Zoe, a yak and cow hybrid, and mules, a donkey and horse hybrid, are a common sight carrying varying equipment up to the remote villages and camps. These guys are yaks, and you'll usually only see them above the altitude of 3,000 metres as they thrive in colder temperatures where the Zoe and mules aren't designed for.
A river flowing right underneath us, so we have to be careful when we're putting our feet. Yeah, there's holes everywhere. It's a minefield. They just invited us over for tea and we're part of the ceremony, so the stuff is on my face.
And the shuttle whistle.
And my shoulder. Oh yeah, no. The stuff on my face and my shoulder was just like well wishes and wishes to good luck. And so what they're doing is a ceremony to bless all of these guys who are actually from Australia's hiking. And they're planning to do some of the
this time after these winds go away, because it's meant to be heavy winds for the next few days. This lovely fellow in the red is Pasang Sherpa, a quite well-known Nepalese mountain guide who coincidentally lives in Sydney. He invited us back for a tour of their campsite and gave us some insight to the preparations involved in climbing a mountain of this scale. We had planned to keep hiking a bit higher than the camp, though unfortunately the clouds and wind came in early, so we decided to start heading back down to Pangsha.
So this is the dining tent?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. You even got a heater. Wow.
Meals on the trek go from basic to pretty fancy and expensive. We stuck to the basics with dishes like dal, noodles, eggs, rice and chapati, which you can get for a few dollars. We went veg for the trek due to the area being Buddhist. No animals can be slain on the mountains. This means meat must be carried in, which can take days. Probably not the best choice.
How is it?
Good.
Are you a bit cold?
Yeah.
What do you got there?
Noodles, egg and veg fried noodles.
What do you rate it? I'm pretty hungry, so it looks like it's about a 10.
What you got there, Jolly?
This guy just said chapati, but I think it's for the file.
What is it?
Yak dung.
Yummo.
Today we walked from Pangsha to Dingbashe. It was just over 5 kilometers, and I think maybe, was it 300 meters elevation? So it wasn't too steep. It was actually one of the easier walks we've done today, but I'm definitely noticing the loss of breath being a bit higher up. So yeah, we've just checked into this little lodge and we have a lovely view of Amadablam right there. Namaste.
Namaste. I'm jogging. Ah.
So I've just come outside to catch the last little bit of light. Probably still got another half an hour or so, but I also wanted to show you guys what the village looks like. So this is Dingbashe, and this is the high street, the main road, and it's pretty amazing to think that everything here has been brought up by either someone carrying it or by a yak. This is the lodge that we're staying at. So this is the restaurant there, the dining area, with a magnificent view over to Amadablan. Another thing that I wanted to show you was the solar dish things which we've been seeing along the way. So they're these things, and what they do is they stick a big kettle on top onto this, and if there's good sunlight, apparently it only takes like 15 minutes to boil this massive pot of water. So a bit of a ingenious invention, very clever, so they're not using up all the gas or having to burn a fire or anything like that. So yeah, this place is just incredible. Can't get over it. The boys are actually having a bit of a rest at the moment. They're both feeling a little bit fluey, so they're trying to get some sleep, and hopefully they'll feel better tomorrow, and we're going to keep walking. Morning. This morning we are off to Chokung, so it's about, I think, 4.5–5 k's from Dingbashe, and I think it's just over 700 meters elevation. It's meant to be pretty gradual though, so yeah, we're just going to take it slow and just spend the afternoon taking in the beautiful scenery.
Today's another acclimatisation day, and we are walking to Chukunri, which is 5,550 metres, which is just behind us here. It's supposed to be a good view from up there. Jolie's having a bit of a rest day herself. Mitch and I we caught a bit of a chill the other day, so Jolie thinks she's getting it, so she's going to lay low today and rest up so we can hit the pass tomorrow.
The Kongma Pass sits at 5,545 metres, with the trek starting in Chukung and finishing in Labouche, a total of about 9.3 kilometres, which took us around 10 hours.
So fellas, what are we doing today?
Today is the day we do our first pass. It's a little bit lower than what Mitch and I walked to yesterday, but we didn't have any backpacks yesterday, so it'll be nice and tough today. Yeah. See how we go.
How'd you go yesterday?
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
It was a bit tough yesterday with the altitude, trying to catch your breath, and that was without a bag, so it'll be a slow trip today. It's about twice as far as well. But it's over twice as far, but the same altitude, so slightly it'll be less of an incline.
How many kilometres are we doing?
9.6 in total, I think. Yeah.
It'll probably take us, what, like 8 hours or something?
Yeah, if we're lucky.
Yeah.
If we're lucky, we'll get there before it's done.
About 2.5 k's and we're about a third of the elevation up to the pass. Pretty out of breath. My pace is pretty slow. Mark's just powering along. How are you feeling, Mitch?
Yeah, somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty tough, but it's a nice day, and the wind's not howling, so we're pretty lucky in that sense. So we're just having a bit of a breather, and then we're gonna keep walking. One foot in the other. Just over there, probably won't be able to see it, but you can just see the prayer flags. Yeah, it's not like that physically draining, but it's just more like mentally challenging, like you sort of can see the top of the hill, but then you get there and then it just keeps going and going and going. But yeah, it's good stressful and then we get to the top of the hill. Then we're going to have some lunch and reward ourselves.
fun you having, Jolie?
Oh my god. Alright. This is the hardest thing I've ever done. Is there yet?
There's the view though. Are they happy tears or sad tears?
Happy tears.
Why are they happy tears?
Because I just walked up a really big mountain.
That's good.
That was a pretty hard morning, but we can see the end now. To Lukla, which is just down here on the other side of the glacier. I think it's still like 3.6?
3.8 to go.
3.8 k's to go.
And about 700 metres descent.
But no more uphill.
But we have to cross the glacier as well.
No, I had my little like happy tears before. They've gone now though. I've composed myself.
Alright, nearly there. How you going, Jolie?
Great. This is pretty cool. This morning we are walking from Lukla up to Gorakshap. From there, like that's where we'll be staying, and then from there we'll go to Everest Base Camp and also to Kalapatar, which is a mountain lookout opposite Everest. So we'll do that for sunset this afternoon. Yeah, I think it's about like 4.5, 5 k's, something like that.
Yeah, about that, yeah.
And it's a pretty easy walk apparently, so hopefully it only takes like 3 hours, something like that. Yesterday we ended up having a bit of a rest day because I got a bit fluey after our first pass the day before. So the pass was over here. And then yeah, walking down the other side, it was a pretty challenging walk into Lukla.
Across the glacier at the end.
Yeah, across the glacier. It was sort of just like, yeah, it was very challenging. It was good to get to the other side. We ended up getting in about 6, just as the sun set, so it was a really good time. We've just walked about half the way up Kalapatar. I've got a bit of a headache, so we figured this point was a good spot to watch the sunset, and the cloud has started rolling in. So this over here is Everest. But yeah, so we're just going to hang around here a little bit longer, try and catch some pretty colours, and then walk down before we freeze our butts off. We're just on our way back down because we're freezing, and the sun has just dipped behind all the mountains, but all the snow, it just looks incredible. It looks so nice and like icy white. This looks so beautiful. What do you reckon, Mitch?
Stunning.
This morning we're walking to Everest Base Camp. It's a bit fresh this morning. The water bottle's all frozen in our room. But it means beautiful clear skies, which is good. I think Jolie mentioned this time of year isn't the best for the Everest Base Camp because it's not the right time of year to climb Everest, so it's supposed to be pretty quiet, but it'd be good to go and have a look.
Tick it off the list.
Sorry?
Tick it off the list.
Tick it off the list. And there's only a couple of k's, it's supposed to be a pretty easy walk, so we'll get that done this morning and then start heading back down the mountain towards Lukla. See how we're tracking, we might even get to
Zongla.
and towards the pass.
So we've made it to Everest Base Camp. There's not really a great deal going on here except a lot of people getting their photos taken. The only sort of resemblance that this was the camp is that there's all the prayer flags set up here. But yeah, it's not until like another 6 months time or something that the camp will actually be set up, and it's really hard to imagine because we're actually on top of the glacier right now and it's really, really rocky, and the Khumbu icefall is right behind us. But yeah, it's pretty hard to imagine all the tents being set up here because it's pretty rough ground, and you can only just see Everest from here. It's sort of just peeking out from behind this mountain over here. But yeah, good to tick it off the list, and yeah, time to keep walking.
La Bouche de Zongla is an easy 6.5 kilometres of mainly flat or downhill, making some of us rather happy.
Because the weather sort of started closing in and it was really windy and very cloudy, you could barely see anything. So yeah, we just decided to call it a day, and I'm actually really glad that we did because the walk to Zongla this morning is just beautiful. There's a bit of a breeze, so covering up the ears, trying to keep them warm, but it's just such a beautiful morning. Yeah, I'm feeling good about today. Arrived in Zongla, which is the little village right behind us. Yeah, we arrived here about lunchtime, so we're having a bit of a chilled out afternoon before we do the Troopy Pass tomorrow, which is also right behind us, sort of up over here. I'm so bad at this. So yeah, we're going to have a bit of an early start tomorrow, maybe like around 7. We plan to be out the door, and 6 be out the door and walking.
It should take about 6 to 8 hours. So unlike the last pass where we left too late and arrived in the dark, we don't want to do that again. So because the last stretch of this pass is actually quite a wide glacier, which is ice, so we'll have to cross that with spikes and just take it slowly.
Should be fun.
Yeah, it should be fun.
The walk today was actually one of my favourite days of the trek so far. It was just so beautiful. It was actually like quite an easy day of walking. It was pretty flat most of the way. Actually, it was a bit downhill, but it was just that was probably why it was so easy. So I just felt like I had a new lease on life. I was just pretty much running the whole thing. It was fantastic after spending the last couple of days feeling pretty exhausted.
A good warm up for tomorrow.
Yeah, but the view from just outside of the lodge that we're staying at is just phenomenal. Like, just look at all these mountains around here. So I think sunset will be beautiful, lighting up Amadablam over there. So yeah, it's just lovely.
The 5,420 metre Chola section starts in Zongla and finishes in Dragnag. This 8 kilometre trek took us around 8 hours.
We're just about to start walking up there. It's been pretty gradual so far, but yeah, it feels a lot easier than the Kongmala Pass so far. Probably eat my words in a minute. It's a beautiful day though, it's really not that cold today. Stripped off most of my layers. Yeah, so we're just about to start heading up, getting to the tough side of it, and then apparently I'm going to have to put all my layers on the other side because it's meant to be a bit chilly. The last bit of the pass now. It's pretty steep, and I just learnt from the Sherpas that slowly is said in Nepali, bastade, which is pretty much just me right now, going very bastade. Rika! about to walk across this glacier. It's pretty amazing.
Crossing the glacier with micro spikes isn't entirely necessary, though if you've got your head screwed on, the $8 investment for a pair saves a lot of time and potential injury.
So before, when I said that we're at the top of the pass, we weren't actually at the top of the pass. We had to cross the glacier after that, which was actually, it was a fair bit of fun. I really enjoyed it. So we're now at the top of Cholo Pass, and there is so many people here. Really busy today. Bit of a scramble trying to get up here, so I just waited my turn and let the big group go through. Yeah, feels good. Feels so much better than the first pass that we've done. Yeah, keen for the rest of the day. How was the walk down from the pass?
Yeah. It's just shaly like the other one. So we had well, it was a retreated glacier, but it's up and down and pretty loose. So we're glad to get off that now. And I think Mitch isn't feeling real well, so we might just pull up stumps a bit closer instead of pushing all the way to Gokia today. So we've probably got another 2 k's to go until we get to Dagnag.
Thankfully it's all downhill.
Yep.
All the way down there.
In the cloud. That's the pass where we came from.
Through here.
The scale. So you want to zoom in on those people?
There's some peeps walking down.
So yeah. Oh,
What?
here it comes.
Mitch?
Slow and steady.
So this is your typical tea house dining room. There's a stove in the a fireplace that kind of doubles as a stove. They usually put their kettles on top. Sitting around the outside, which also doubles as the Sherpa porter sleeping area. And if you're lucky enough and the tea house is full, you could be sleeping out here too. There was one tea house we stayed in Pengbuche, I think, where there was 14 people sleeping in this area. Thankfully we had a room there, so it wasn't of our concern. The fire usually gets lit about 5 o'clock, which is run on yak dung, which actually burns really well. This area of the tea house is the heated part. The rooms that are off to the side, they're not heated, so they can get a bit chilly, but it's nothing unbearable. This is where everyone wants to eat their meals. We've actually got this place to ourselves, which is a rarity, and they all range in prices depending on where you are. Some of the areas are fixed pricing, so they range from $7 to $10 for a room, and all the other ones are just at the discretion of the guest house owner. So you can negotiate with pricing with them depending on how long you want to stay there, and how many you are, and how much food you're going to eat, which has worked out really well for us so far.
It's all pretty comfortable.
It's very comfortable. Yeah, all in all, it's a very easy way to trek.
Yep.
From Dagnag, we trekked 4 kilometres across the Martian-like landscape of the glacier to Gokyo. From Gokyo, we also completed a 12-kilometre day trip to check out some glacial lakes.
Worn compared to the Kongmala glacier, but a good indication of where the track is these little rock stacks. They really helped us out when we were crossing the Kongmala glacier, because it was just, you just looked off in the distance, and as soon as you see one, you sort of just followed the track that way, and yeah, we didn't get too lost. No, we didn't get lost at all. The worst and most tormenting part of crossing the glacier
Renjo Pass, the third and final pass, is 5,360 metres. We spent a bit longer than expected due to unforeseen circumstances, completing the 12 kilometres in about 10 hours.
To walk out the door to do our last pass for the trip, which is the Renjo Pass. So if we just have a look out of our very frosted window here. So we walk around to the right of the lake and then up over the pass up there. It's a beautiful day today, so yeah, I think it'll be a really good day to do the pass. It sort of feels like it's coming to the end now though. We'll try and smash out a big day today, and then we'll have one more night until we get back to Namche. And then, even though it does feel like the end, we've probably still got about another 6 or 7 days until we get back to the car. So yeah, not quite at the end yet. Yeah, so we're going to get into it and try and get out some kilometers. Halfway up to the pass now, so we just have to walk. There's a track going across this dirt area, and then I think it just cuts around and then goes up there, and then it's all downhill from there. Woo! Pass. It was a bit of a shorter incline than the other passes. It's a shorter distance, but it definitely took the breath out of me. The views up here are absolutely amazing, just phenomenal. So we're just waiting for the other guys to show up now. Mark's just eating his lunch. And then we're gonna start going back down the other side. So we're just about to start walking down the other side, and it seems a lot easier than the other two passes because there's actually steps. Yeah, so we're going to start walking down. The view is absolutely incredible. Look at that lake. And then, so we're going to try and walk for maybe 8 kilometres, maybe a bit more, to see how far we can get. See how far our legs take us today. Feeling pretty stoked that we've just done 3 passes. Can't believe it's already finished, almost. Down from the pass, and we came across this trekker who was going up, who's suffering really bad from altitude sickness. He was laying down on the ground, so we helped him up, and we've taken his bag and helping him back down to the village so he can get some sleep and hopefully feel a bit better. If not, I think he might have to keep going down. Hope he's okay. He really very well. Poor guy.
The completion of the circuit for us is an easy 18-kilometre stretch from Lungden to Namche.
So we made it to Lungden yesterday. It was a lot shorter than what we planned to, but we had to form Nepal's newest mountain rescue team. We ended up having to go a long way around because our new Japanese friend couldn't walk uphill. So we got in about 5 o'clock?
Yeah, I think just after 5.
About 5 o'clock.
Are you living here? He's doing much better today.
Aaron and I.
He's over here. Hello!
Aaron and I, actually I'll step back a bit. Aaron and Kara, you've probably seen them lurking in the background of the photos, the videos. This is Aaron.
Hey Aaron!
And this is Kara.
Hi Kara!
So that we met them
on day one.
Day one, when we first arrived at Taksindu. And we've been bumping into them the whole way, so we've actually done the 3 passes with them now. And now we're walking back to Namche. But yesterday, so Mitch helped our new friend down the mountain, and Aaron and I carried all the other bags. And we've got a newfound respect for Sherpas, because I think collectively, we had about 30 to 35 kilos we had to carry down. So it was pretty heavy. 70. But he's feeling a bit better today. get a porter down to the next village. Hopefully that's the extent of it, and he can carry on
Go back up to the pass.
in the next few days.
Yeah.
But he wasn't in good shape yesterday, so we're glad we got him down here. Today we're going to Namche, which is about 18 kilometres. Weather's good, it's all downhill, and that's kind of the end, I guess you could say. We've still got 4 days walk after that, but it's kind of the completion of the circuit.
Yay! Back in Namche, and we're actually just about to start leaving to make our way back to the Troopy. So this sort of wraps up our trek through the Himalayas. So we'll check back in with you guys when we do get back to the Troopy. Today we are just walking to Lukla, so it's about 18 k's, though apparently it only takes like 5 or 6 hours. Yeah, so we've got a couple of big days ahead of us before we go back to Kathmandu.
So we're just below Lukla now. We made it here yesterday in actually pretty good time. It only took about 6 hours walking to do the 19 k's. We didn't have to come here, but we came here because Mitch and Cara and Aaron were flying out, so we came in to see them off. The runway, the airport, the runway just finishes behind this building here. And I'm a bit disappointed because of this.
Hello, Cloud.
The airport is more a helipad this morning, and there's no planes coming in. Excuse me. And this cloud coming up the valley doesn't make it look like anything's going to happen too soon either. So Mitch's flight was at 6 o'clock this morning, and it's now...
It's like after 8.
After 8 o'clock, and he's still sitting in the terminal. And Cara and Aaron were 7:40, and they're still there as well. So, yeah, I feel sorry for Mitch, especially getting up so early, but it would have been really good to see the planes take off from a pilot's perspective. It looks like a pretty fun runway. I think it's on about at least it looks like it's on at least a 15-degree pitch with a drop off at the end, so it'd be fun to fly off.
It'd be cool if one flew over us right now.
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to happen. But anyway, we've got I think 16 k's to walk to Boopster today.
To get some fluffy pancakes.
And Jolly's looking forward to her fluffy pancakes there. A flat tire.
We made it back. Your dog's still here. Oh, how's the topping job? I think maybe the guy underestimated how big the car is. So everything's all good with the car?
No problems with the car. Does have a flat tyre, which is a bit surprising. So just going to pump that up now.
Just the one?
Turned over first go, which I was actually really surprised about. So, all good. So we're just waiting for our second lunch to be cooked. We'll unpack the car and stay here tonight and then head off first thing tomorrow morning.
Why are we so hungry?
Because we walked 20 kilometres up a hill.
That was a big hill.
Not too bad. Weather's not that great up here though.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's so different from like last time we were here. We could see mountains all the way over here. Now it's just we're in the middle of a cloud.
We got lucky.
Is it good to be home?
Oh yeah.
Put these boots up. Woo! So it's a bit colder here than when we were here a month ago. Everything is sort of frozen over overnight. Even the condensation on the inside of the canvas, that was all frozen, so we sort of had to wait for the sun to hit it before we can pack everything down. So Mark's behind me now, just starting to pack the car down. We just had brekkie. We're about to say goodbye to these amazing mountain views and go back to our normal life. Yeah, what a month it's been. It's been very challenging but also very rewarding. So today we're driving back to the camp spot by the river. So that's just so that like we can break up the drive going back to Kathmandu, because otherwise it'll be like a 12+ hour drive. So we'll just spend the night there and then head back to Kathmandu tomorrow.
Coincidentally, by the time we got back to the Troopy, Mitch, Kara and Aaron were still waiting in Lukla for their flight out and only just beat us back to Kathmandu by 24 hours. Thanks for joining us on our month-long trek in the Himalayas. If you enjoyed it as much as we did, give it a big thumbs up and we'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. Thanks again, see you next time.